We turn to our phone line right now, our guest line, and it is our good friend from the Tennessee Titans, entering his 6th season in the National Football League coming up this fall. He's our buddy, Taylor Lewan. How are you, Taylor?
I'm good, Rich, but please don't disrespect me. It's 7 seasons. I'm going to my 7th season.
Is that right? 14, 15, 16,
Yeah.
17, 18, 19. Oh, that's your 7th season? Well, it hasn't started yet, but you're going to your 7th season. No disrespect. You are number 77, so I guess it's all part of a full circle of life thing going on here. Your boy Will Compton gets really pissed at me when I say it's your podcast and not a co-host.
Right.
So Bussin' with the Boys with you and Will Compton. How often are you doing the pod these days, Taylor?
Well, I'm actually out in California right now. I'm in Encinitas, California, so I'm slowly but surely making my way up to you. But I'll pop in 3-4 days at a time, and we'll do about anywhere from 6 to 8 pods.
Right.
And I got to be honest with you, Rich. I got to be honest. My back is sore. It's sore from carrying Will as much as I have. But we're going to keep the train rolling.
So, you know what my requirement is to appear on your podcast, correct, Taylor?
Yep, and it's not going to work out. But I'll tell you what's going to happen is, for anybody who's listening who doesn't tune in every day to the Rich Eisen show,
Yes, sir.
Rich said that if the bus is not running, he will not go on the bus. However,
Yes.
we found loopholes because we're at Barstool now. We're getting a van, Rich,
Oh.
because it was $77,000, something about sevens, to fix my entire bus, and I was like, it's not worth it. So that is now going to be a vintage piece in our shed forever, and we're very proud of it.
So they're taking
We're
a
going
piece.
to take a van,
Okay.
like a VW bus maybe, and we're making the LA tour March 22nd to the 25th.
Okay.
You better believe you're my first guest on the list.
Wow. So here's the deal. So I'm just trying to figure out. So Barstool is breaking off a piece of like Big Cat and PFT's residuals and giving it off to you to find an actual moving vehicle? Or is it the same thing that...
we're not big time, Rich. We're just going to rent it for now. But yeah, Barstool and us, we worked out an agreement.
Okay.
So it's coming out of both pockets. But I feel like overall, if you give the performance I know you can give, we're going to make up for it.
You know how I feel about you, Taylor. I'll be there. And, of course, I just need to get some video of what is under the hood. That's all I need to see. Because, again, if you're having...
That's fair enough. I love it.
As I always said, if you're going to have a podcast based on a moving vehicle, it's got to be able to actually move. So I'm glad to hear that. I just wanted to get that out of the way first we start. How else is life? What else is going on with you in your life? What is life like for you here in early March?
Well, early March, I'm lucky enough to be in California. I'm trying to stay away from the coronavirus right now, as we all are, trying to stay safe.
Right.
But I'm staring at the ocean right now. I've got my kid and my wife here, and life's pretty good. I'm just hanging out, working out, and getting ready for the next season. It's a 24-hour job, right? 24/7. You're always constantly thinking about what's next season going to hold. What can you do to, kind of keep an edge in the competition and new workouts. And so I'm going to Exos like I always do, and working with Roy Holm and trying to figure out the next step for me to take. And so it's exciting stuff. I love doing this, and I haven't gotten sick of it yet. So hopefully I got another 7 years left in me after this.
Okay, well then let's get to I guess some orders of business. How are you going to vote on the CBA on Thursday, Taylor? Would you share that with us?
Look, I'm pretty sure that's very inappropriate to ask.
Okay,
but I've already voted.
Well, okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. I didn't vote yes, so go ahead and try to figure it out from there.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not as strongly against nor for. I mean, I think there's a lot more people that are more dialed into the CBA than I am.
Right.
And but I will say I do think it's going to pass.
You do? Why do you feel that way?
From the very few things I know about the CBA, it's going to give. And I use this term very loosely because I don't mean it in any disrespect. The lower tier guys who are between years 1 and year 5 and are kind of bouncing to team, those guys are going to get bumps in the minimum pay.
Yes.
And those guys make up a large percentage of our CBA of the NFL players. And
yes.
So out of 2,000 players, they're more than 51%. So for them to look at say, oh, I'm going to make $100,000 more this year, why wouldn't they vote yes on that? And so I think it's a short-term fix for a long-term issue, but that's as far as I can really take it because I'm not as educated as I probably should be.
Well, I mean, just in terms of other teammates of yours, I guess if it was inappropriate to flat out ask you how you personally voted, Have you gotten a sense of just in general other players or either teammates or around the NFL how they're leaning on this subject? Because this is a pretty damn big vote that we're going to hear about on Thursday, the results for.
Yeah, I think. I've talked to a couple guys in the team, and some guys had some guys voted no, some guys voted yes. It's just what it is, and everyone has a good reason why they did or didn't. And it's a hard situation to go through because just like America, right? There's so many different levels of income when it comes to the NFL, and people are going to be affected differently all the time.
Right.
And so it's tough to really get a hold and grasp and say this is perfect for everybody. Well, at the end of the day, it's not going to be great for everyone. It's going to be great for some guys. Some guys are going to make more money. Some guys are going to be, not going to do much for us. And then I believe it's 3 years from now, we're playing 17 games, which is
What's your thought? What's your thought on that?
Tall task.
What's your we mentioned tall task, so I can kind of guess where you would go in response to this next question. What is your thought on the subject of a 17th game, Taylor Lewan?
Well, I love playing football, and I'm trying to be as political as possible, Rich. And I hope you can understand.
No, and that's a very excellent opening statement for where I think this is going to go next. To be honest with you,
perfect. I love the game of football. I really do. If I didn't like playing it, I would have honestly stopped. I promise. I know how my body feels after 16 games, and I know how my body feels after playing the AFC Championship after. I missed a few games last year, but after 12 games, then 3, so that's 15.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's hard. It is tough, and I think they're taking out a preseason game, which, some guys don't even play 3 preseason games. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, suit up for the 3rd preseason game, and then they move on and they go to the season, so it's not that much of a dramatic, let's help you out type of thing. But, it's a lot. It's going to, I know it's going to help a lot with revenue, and I understand why the owners are going the way they are with that and wanting more games. Hell, if I was an owner, I'd want 40 games. But it's hard to keep up with your body for 16 games. It was hard in college keeping up for 12 games, and now you jump up to 16, and now you're hitting 17. So it's a tall order. I guess I think there was something in the CBA at first where guys weren't even going to get the same check that they were making before. So if I'm making $10 per game, let's just say, when we get to that 17th game, I would make $2.50 instead of 10. It's well, why don't you? If that's the case, let's just keep it the same all the way through. So that would relatively make more sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So, what do you think about it, Rich? What's your thought on the whole thing?
I'm an old school guy. I don't want any more games. I think it's perfect. I don't think it should be touched. But then again, that's true. But this is a world in which everybody needs to make as much money as possible, whether it's you, whether it's my network, whether it's me through NFL Network, whether I'm going to be very, very honest, whether it's the owners. And in order to do that, you've got to enhance the product for a broadcast industry that's getting stretched every single day for $1. And in terms of that, to enhance it with a 17th game and 2 playoff teams that one year might actually go on a run and another year have no business being in the playoffs, taking away a bye week for a team that just won the Super Bowl, for instance, from the 2 spot. You asked me straight up, I'm not a big fan of it. But I'll tell you what, though, when it comes down to sitting down and watching that, I guess either a Monday night playoff game for wild card weekend or Sunday night playoff game or Sunday early afternoon playoff game, I'm watching it on playoff weekend. That's for sure. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
1,000,000% I'm in.
Well, football's definitely turned into America's game, and I know baseball fans are really mad at that, but that's what it's come. People love football. It's a bunch of gladiators going at it and beating the hell out of each other, and who wouldn't want to watch that, However, it's tough to, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the CBA before 2011, there were less games than 16s, right? Where there was 14 games.
Well, yeah. Back in the days of Bob Greasy and Joe Namath, yeah, there were 14 games, and then expanded to 16, and then we're obviously we've seen how incredibly popular this sport has become. So sometimes less is more, and I can understand a 17th week might be of interest to television networks, and if that raises your cap all the way through to what, $300 million one day or $400 million? maybe everybody shares in it. Again, I'm not fully well versed on it either, to be very honest. That's why I got Joe Banner coming on in hour number 2 to try and explain it to me.
The film, TV, all those contracts are coming up right after this, right? So it would be the NFL owner's best interest to probably get those done. It makes things easier to get done as far as like TV deals when you already have the whole CBA locked up and all that. And you're right. I mean, if that one could help out the other, if the players sign this one, then our cap could go up to the numbers you were just talking about. That could be a huge benefit for us eventually.
Taylor Lewan here on the Rich Eisen Show, and then there's a pretty big next week and a half potentially for the future of your team staying as the intact, if you will. When was the last time you spoke to Ryan Tannehill, sir?
I spoke to Ryan about 2 weeks ago. He was giving me a call when I was on my way to a workout. And you know what? Nicest guy in the world. Just to check in, see how things were going. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, I don't ask them questions,
right?
Because it's a tough situation to be in, and this is a good situation, good problem for John to have as a GM. We have a lot of great football players in our team, and we've had a lot of success this season. And we hope to continue that. However, you just want, you obviously want everybody to stay because you love them, right? And you gain relationships with these guys. I love Tannehill. I love Derrick Henry. I love Logan Ryan. Those types of dudes, I love them. So it's a tough situation. But at the end of the day, like, it's going to get done the way it's supposed to get done, and all those guys are going to be paid handsomely.
What in the world was it like watching Derrick Henry just truck people from your position? What in the heck was that like?
It was absolutely terrifying. I thought it was assault every single time. I mean, watching him run. My favorite part about watching Derrick Henry is watching guys like Earl Thomas, who I have so much respect for.
Right.
I respect the hell out of Earl. He is. But for him to say what he said and then ironically getting shoved and turned into a lead blocker for him on one of those plays, that's just Derrick, man. He doesn't talk a lot in the field. He hardly talks at all. He gets mad at me because that's just his personality during games. During the week, he's the nicest guy in the world, but you can make fun of these DBs and these linebackers for, shying away when he's coming down the pipe. But if I'm being honest, my 3'10" self, I probably shy away a little bit too.
Did you? So what do you mean he gets mad at you? What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
So like Derrick during the week, super happy guy, loves it. And then there's a couple plays where I got to help out the guard, but also get my guy. And then so I know that Derrick's got my outside on certain plays. There's one play that comes to mind. Like a firm rule of not talking scheme. But I always, if we're to take a timeout, I'll be like, Derrick, you got my outside, and he'll stop me before I can even finish the sentence, and he's like, just starts to yell, I got you. All right, calm down, Taylor, just calm down. And then I get insulted because don't tell me to calm down. And then there's like a whispering. We're having like a whispering match, like the other guys. We're like whispering in the huddle at each other. No, you calm down. You calm down. And then Ben Jones has got to get in the middle. So it's a band of chaos. But for some reason, it's organized chaos. And I don't think I've never been a part of a different locker room, but guys that leave our locker room always seem to come back or text us and say how great our locker room is. And It's awesome there. The Titans definitely have a great locker room. They're doing a good job of putting good character guys in there that all mesh really well.
Well, the coach helps too. I had him on. We at NFL Network had him on at the Combine. It was great having Vrabel on. And in terms of at the Super Bowl, we had Derrick Henry on the show. And, I asked him specifically if he was aware it was Earl Thomas who he was stiff-arming and then shoving in the back for good measure after Earl said what he said about the Patriots turning down the opportunity to take him down and that the Ravens wouldn't do the same. Asked Henry point blank if he was aware if it was Earl Thomas at the time. And he said yes.
Yeah, what he said.
He said he absolutely knew that it was Earl Thomas.
Oh, good. I was going to call the biggest lie on him if you would have said he didn't know. Because there's no way you don't know. Especially watch the end of the play. Watch Derrick stare and take that man's soul. It was demonic.
I know.
It was terrifying. I needed an old priest and a young priest just to make sure everybody was safe after that play.
And again, Earl's going in the Hall of Fame, and I have nothing but the highest respect for him. But that's part of the reason why what Henry does is so remarkable. I know you wanted to come on and talk about your football community and how it is trying to heal in the aftermath of the the tornado. I give you the floor on that, Taylor. What can you tell me?
So I was actually in Nashville. My wife and I flew in that Saturday before the tornado hit on Monday, and I've never been a part of a tornado in my entire life. Growing up in Arizona, you don't have to deal with those types of things, and
right.
It's devastating what happened to the people in Nashville, the people that were directly affected. But what's even more remarkable than that is all the people. There are literally people on hold for helplines because there's too many people out there. They can't send enough people out in the city of Nashville to go help everybody out. And I'm not just talking about Nashville. I'm talking about north of Nashville and everything that was directly hit. People have absolutely come and answered the bell when it comes to just kind of taking care of your neighbor, which I think we can all use a good lesson in. And Nashville is a community that the foundation of it makes you want to be a part of it for a lifetime. And the fact that these people have come and done that, it's unbelievable. So I busted with the boys, and Barstool was on this at 5 a.m. After everything happened. They made a T-shirt, Nashville Strong, that we're selling on our website, bustingwiththeboys.com, or obviously Barstool. You can go get the merch there. And every single dollar that people pay for the shirts are my daughters yelling in the other room.
That's all good, man. I love it. I love it. It's music to my ears. I'm sure it's, maybe different to you, but it's all good, brother.
It's awesome.
That's great.
I'll tell you, anybody who buys that T-shirt, every single dollar they spend is going to go to the people that were directly affected.
Yeah, and
I know that I've been talking to...
Yeah, the Titans have given me this link for the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee. CFMT.org is where you can go to make it just a simple donation straight into the community, as well as obviously purchasing the merchandise from Bussin' with the Boys. CFMT.org is another way that people can take part.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think I've been talking to John Robinson and Mike Vrabel and some of the Predators guys and a few people in Nashville. And I believe at this point right now, I think April 29th, which is a Wednesday, we're going to have a slow pitch beer league softball game at the Sound Stadium. Obviously, people can go and buy tickets when everything's all set up. But once that's all done, all the money that we raise from that is going to go to the people directly affected as well. So we're doing the most we can. Our owner, Amy Adams Strong, she went and donated $1 million. I know that a few other people donated hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the relief is growing and growing, but there's never enough help in this world. And the more you can do, not just for people that were affected by the tornado, but just for people on the street that are, panhandling, asking for a few dollars down the luck. It's got nothing to do with us, how they got in that situation. It's not our we can't judge them for it. All you can do is just give them a hand up, not a handout. And so, helping somebody out after that, it's up to them what they do with it. And I think it's all our duty as not just American citizens, but people in this world. I mean, we got to stop thinking of ourselves as, I'm in the NFL, so I'm better than X, Y, and Z. We're all people, and whatever religion you believe in, we are all equal in some sort of way, and we deserve to help each other out every step along the way.
Love you, Taylor Lewan. You're good people, man. Let's all make this world a better place. Go take care of that daughter of yours. You got to be Father of the Year too, on top of everything. Okay?
Yeah, I'm doing my best, fellas. I appreciate having me on.
You got it. We made it through the entire conversation without me asking you a Tom Brady question. How about that?
Yep, there it is. Well, we'll find out March 18th. How's that sound?
You're the man. Take care of yourself, Taylor. You be well.
Have a good one.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Taylor Lewan making his way to Los Angeles with Will Compton.